Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing some tips and tricks on how to do calligraphy and hand lettering for beginners. I know that it is definitely a very steep learning curve as you learn calligraphy, but I definitely know that you guys will become an expert if you use the tips and tricks that I mention in this video. Let's get started. The first thing that the beginners should know are what type of supplies that you should use for calligraphy. I personally use Crayola Super Tips as they have a very flexible tip. However, if you want to go a bit more professional, you could definitely look into investing in some brush pens. I know for sure that Tombow dual tip brush pens are really good, as well as the Tombow Funoshiki. After you have all the supplies needed, make sure to do swatches of every single color that you have. This really helps with knowing how each color looks, as the tip of the marker or the cap can definitely be deceiving, as sometimes it might not be the color that you are looking for. Swatching all of the colors would ensure that you know what certain colors look like, and you will know what colors to use when you actually go to hand letter something, and you would know what type of look that you're going for. The next and most important thing that people should know when starting to do calligraphy is the difference between an upstroke and a downstroke, because that's what really characterizes calligraphy. An upstroke is when you take the pen and you move it up. This line should be thin. A downstroke is when you take the pen and you move it down, and it should be thick. Try practicing this with your brush pens, and this will help you get started with calligraphy. Next up, you have to technically relearn the alphabet. Calligraphy is not like regular cursive. It's more of a modern twist to cursive, and there's definitely many different ways people write in calligraphy. A good way to learn this calligraphy alphabet is to search up on Google calligraphy alphabet and try to start relearning how to draw certain letters. You could definitely start off with not using a brush pen or a Crayola Super Tip and just use a regular pen. And then maybe when you start feeling comfortable, you can take it to the next level and start using a brush pen, or what I'm using in this case, a Crayola Super Tip. Make sure to go over all of the alphabets in all of the letters in the alphabet, and this will really ensure that you got that strong base hammered down, and this will set you up for success when you go to hand letter words and even sentences. Now, I know calligraphy and brush pens are very, very expensive, and sometimes we won't really be able to buy all of these stationery that you need to do calligraphy, which is where faux calligraphy comes in. It's basically you writing in cursive and then thickening the downstrokes to make it look like actual calligraphy. This is a really, really good way to write in calligraphy when you don't have the brush pens or you don't have that particular color. Next is a really, really common mistake that most beginners think of when they think of calligraphy. They think that calligraphy is a really quick process, that it really should only take you a few seconds for each word, which is not the case. You really have to take your time and perfect each stroke, and you should always lift the pen after every single letter or even stroke that you wrote, and this will definitely ensure that you are happy with what you are writing, because it definitely does seem like people who do calligraphy on YouTube do it very fast, when in reality they're really just speeding things up in order for you guys to be more engaged and for there to be more retention. This is the last and final tip that I have to offer in this video, and it's really just to practice, practice, practice. Practice is the only way you can get better at doing calligraphy, and if you don't practice, you can't just expect to be an expert at doing calligraphy and hand lettering. So a really good way to practice is to print out a worksheet from Google or even buy a worksheet off of Etsy, and that's really how you can hammer down the basics and all the brush strokes and all of the fancy alphabet. And this is really how you get better and can just really reach that expert level in calligraphy. And that's it. That's all of the tips that I have to offer for you guys. If you like this video, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and comment down below if you are a beginner or if you already learned how to do calligraphy, because I know that calligraphy was very trendy a few years ago, and I don't know if it's still trendy now, but I know a lot of people still do calligraphy, myself included. And yeah, that's really it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!